Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Walid Wahi, and today I will be doing a presentation about my internship at Saudi Aramco. First of all, I will talk about Saudi Aramco in general, then I will talk about Ras Al Noura refinery, then I will start to list the things that I learned during my internship at Saudi Aramco. Saudi Aramco is located at Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Aramco is a top fully integrated oil business owned by the Saudi government. It believes that the company is the most successful and largest in the world in terms of revenue. In the kingdom, Saudi Aramco is in charge of more than 100 oil and gas fields. In 2003, 3.4 billion barrels of crude oil were produced. Ras Al Noura refinery. The Ras Al Noura refinery is run by Saudi Arabian Oil and it suited in Saudi Arabia's eastern province. It is a non-integrating cracking facility operated by Saudi Arabian Oil. According to a global data which monitors and analyzes more than 1.400 refineries globally, the refinery is operational history began in 1945 and it has a 4.5 Nelson Complexing Index. Then I will talk about safety issue in the workplace. Saudi Aramco places a high priority on safety, conducting all of its operations in a completely secure setting to prevent any potential physical harm or asset damage. For the purpose of being prepared of all tasks, co-op trainees must attend a safety orientation. Dangerous gases were mentioned, the evacuation plan was explained, and the location of the assembly places were listed in the presentation. Then I will talk about the gas and oil separation plant. The gas and, the gas and oil separation plant is the central processing facility, is the beating heart of the gas and oil separation plant, which has 3 units in the Ras Al Noura plant, each of which has handled 300,000 ppd of wet crude prior to separation. When wet crude is delivered to the CPF, which is the Central Processing Facility, manifold that collect it from all platforms and onshore sites and filter it using a scraper is the first place it goes. Then wet crude is transported to the GOSP, which is gas and oil separation plant, beginning with a sizable tank collecting the, the low pressure degreasing tank, which has the purpose of separating gases by lowering the pressure. Following separation gases are transported to a gas gathering plant, and the crude is transported to the GOCB second stage, the gas gathering plant. As separated in the GOCB's gas and oil separation plant before being transported in the gas plant, where it enters a dehydrated drum to remove any liquid using specialized chemical in order to prevent damage to the compressor. A corrosion inhibitor is then injected when the gas exits the compressor after it being compressed in a first stage low pressure compressor from atmospheric pressure to 60 atm. Due to the high pressure in the previous clauses, the temperature of the gas will rise. This platform is reminded by using a previous cluster to the temperature of gas will rise. The problem is remedied by using a cooling fan due to the charge in temperature. A portion of the gas will condense and then be held in a condenser tank. As second step, the entire operation is repeated twice. The first time using a high pressure compressor to boost the pressure from 60 atmospheric pressure to 150 atmospheric pressure, and the second time using a high pressure compressor to raise the pressure from 150 to 450 atmospheric pressure. Gas flare. In any gas plant, a flare stick is frequently employed as combustion device to burn off the flammable gas released by pressure relief valve (PRV). In the event of off-load pressure on the facility's equipment, a knockout system is there as last line of defense before the gas is sent to the flare stack. It serves the purpose of absorbing any potential liquid oil prevent in the gas sending it to the GOCP, which is gas oil separation plant. Utility. Utility serves as a supporting unit for the central processing facility, supplying the entire plant with clean water, air, nitrogen, and various chemical liquid. The group is in charge of treating the water and they utilize a variety of chemical and filter to do so. There are several sizable water tanks, including tanks for demineralizing water, wash water, and the rest are for firefighter use. In addition, utilities provide instrument air by sucking up atmospheric air and compressing it for using in open and closing pressure control valve. Then I will be talking about the mechanical seal. The mechanical seal is a device or a substance used to connect two things to, so they do not separate or allow anything to pass between them. Seals are used to create a barrier between two sides, usually one of which contains process fluid, a pressure that is higher or lower than atmospheric pressure. A mechanical seal is a device that is used to seal a rotating shaft of a pump, compressor, or mixing vessel at its entry or to the casing. It has two flat radial surfaces, one of which rotates with the shaft and the other of the casing house or a century part. Classification and types of Classification and types. There is two types. There is a static seal and dynamic seals. A static seal is a type of sealing between two parts that moves without interference of one another. Can be all formed in a turbine casing joint, heat exchanger joint, pipe flanges, and vessel tower nozzles. Dynamic seals are a type of sealing in which parts move in relation to one another. It can be found in the valve guide, the cylindrical sealing of reciprocating compressor, and the bearing hose. Major components are the mechanical seal is the mechanical seal designed to consist of the following elements. First, primary seal, which is consists of a flexible and rigidly mounted seal face. Secondary seal, which consists of an O-ring and a gasket. Compression device includes separation holding spring holder. In conclusion, finally, it was beneficial for me to do my co-op in Ras Noura refinery as I was exposed to a real-world job setting in terms of both technical and social experience. Also, increased my ability to deal with urgent concern and time management. I had the opportunity to work on a real-world engineering situation which corrosion and machine failure This obligated me to apply my prior knowledge to analyze and search for a long-term solution that to that problem. Finally, I discovered a gap between what I learned and what I encountered in real-world applications. Of course, this is because in a real-world settings, various aspects such as environmental factors confront the engineering while applying theoretical principles, resulting in different outcomes than intended. I would like to thank my professors and Saudi Aramco for giving me the opportunity to do my internship and to expose me to a real life situation where I can work on my skills that I learned in the school. Thank you so much for watching.